Well, it's been a little while since Black Myth Wukong has been in the news, absolutely trying to get slammed by woke game journalists. Well, it's getting closer and closer, and the games journalists are ramping up their Istan-phobe rhetoric, trying to make sure that this game doesn't do well, so they can stand behind their claims that they control the market, that they are the ones who dictate if games will do well. Because, like we've covered with anything that is related to these woke sweet baby Inc. consultant agencies, that they try to scare these developers into believing if they don't do what they're told, they will absolutely bankrupt the companies. I've covered it on this channel. There are plenty of videos of them saying they will threaten these game companies if they don't get what they want, which is money in exchange for claiming that the game is woke. It's completely unhinged, but it's great to see that the game companies that don't do this are doing phenomenally well, regardless of what these absolute weirdos are saying. But here from IGM is them ramping up the rhetoric, trying to claim how racist and phobic it is because, well, they didn't get extorted. They picked the non-extortion route. But here we go with IGN, because we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on with this, because it's been quite hilarious. So what happened was that the developers of this game, yes, they are Chinese. I really don't want to buy the game, but it's looking more and more like I'm going to have, well, I don't have to, but I'm going to throw support behind it just to piss off these weirdos. But they handed out, we'll say media versions so that they can review the game. The only problem is they still haven't bent the knees, so companies like IGN are getting pissy. And another document released, and it's how they want their game to be covered by journalists. And it's quite the rare thing to see, because it says, do not insult other influencers or players. Well, that's hard for the woke companies to do, because that's all they've ever done. They don't actually talk about games anymore. Do not use any offensive language or humor. Now, see, that in itself would kind of sound like a woke talking point. Don't use an offensive language, you could hurt people's feelings. But just wait just a little bit longer. Do not include politics, violence, nudity, feminist propaganda, fetishization, and other content that instigates negative discourse. The feminist propaganda one. So it absolutely killed me with this one. Yes, they don't want woke politics talked about in their previews of games. Do not use trigger words such as quarantine, isolation, or the COVID-19. Do not discuss content related to China's game industry's policies, opinions, news, or etc. So what do these absolute stupid, air quotes, games journalists have to do? Immediately go talk about everything they said not to discuss. This is why companies won't give them early access to review these games and make videos before the games come out. It's because as soon as they do, these absolute morons will go and start doing exactly what they're asked not to do. That's why nobody wants to give them early access to their games except for the woke companies. But, just so nobody says, well, that's just IGN, how about we check out GameSpot's video here?
For development. It should be noted that allegations against game science have surfaced over the years via reports of the developer fostering a sexist culture and work environment with new.
Oh, there they go. It's a sexist culture. God, these absolute morons. It's the same thing we've heard out of all the fucking Gamergates that have come out. How it's always, they're just sexist and racist, homophobic bigots. Because never forget that all these people have quite literally said that Asians are white adjacent because they do well in normal society. But what is all this name calling and pushing for Black Myth to be absolutely sidelined and them to show their power over the market to dictate how many people are going to buy their game if they don't bend the knee to the woke mob? Well, if you're curious how that's actually turning out, yeah, it's not turning out good. Because as of today, August 19th, it is number 1 on the most wish-listed upcoming Steam games, sitting at 680,000. 680,000. Oh my god. If that's not proof enough that these sweet baby ink companies who walk around trying to extort companies hold zero power, and all that needs to be said about the game is we didn't bend the knee, and we don't want that feminist propaganda, we don't want that woke culture. This is it right here. Absolutely blowing out anything even close. Frostpunk 2 at 135,000. Hollow Knight 296,000. Space Marine 2, a Warhammer 40,000 title, 138,000. Let's go to Monster Hunter Wilds, 103,000. Like, absolutely being blown out. After all these companies said, we hold the power, we decide if anybody's going to buy your game because we'll just call it names on the internet. Yeah, that doesn't work. It's not working at all now, is it? But it's absolutely fantastic to see games absolutely breaking the backs of these air quotes games journalists who decided that they weren't getting their cut. So they were going to try and name call companies making video games who said they don't want any of that nonsense in their game. I'm glad to see it. Absolutely fantastic. I don't think there's a better rebuttal to how terrible these influencers are, air quotes influencers, because if they had any, this wouldn't be the #1 wish list game on Steam, would it? But no, you hold no power here. None whatsoever. Now, again, I'm going to do this because I said it in a previous video. I really don't want to install Chinese software on my damn PC. For lots of reasons here, okay? Lots of reasons. Because I don't trust what the Chinese will take off my damn computer. But overall, the game does look absolutely fantastic. There's some weird things in the game, like the staff that goes really small and he's pulling it out of his ear. That's the least of it. That's just one of the things I was like, I don't think I want things inside my ear. But I'm fully expecting this game to absolutely blow out the market because it did one thing. It says it's not going to be political. And I'm okay with that. But I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments section, guys. While you're there, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this one out. And until the next one, guys, be easy like sleazy.